We're here with The Pause from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hello.
Brock, Jordan, Colin.
What's up?
Yeah. Hey.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing beautiful. It's all right.
I know a little
Colin's crying.
Yeah, pre-show there was some little issues, but hopefully you've kind of calmed down a little bit since then.
Well, we like to bring the drama wherever we go. And legally, because we're corporate sellouts now, we have to stress test certain aspects of our lives. So today it was my car. But
it seemed like it held up pretty good.
yeah. Well, Hyundais are kind of cool for that. They don't. They can take a beating. Yeah.
By Hyundai, we're sponsored.
Yeah.
The
Hyundai,
H.
Yeah. That was exactly the corporation we were talking about selling.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. We're on Local Riffs. I'm Brian. We're here with Brock, Jordan, and Colin of The Pause from New Orleans. Glad you booked the show and showed interest in coming on and, doing the podcast. We'll just be hanging out for a little while. I know we got a few things going on after the show and stuff, probably beating the scene again and all that. Just wanted to get y'all in here and talk about a few things. I know we've talked about some music coming out soon. That was a little excerpt at the beginning, Champagne and Red Wine. It's a little teaser. We'll just we'll start off by asking y'all's names. I know I've mentioned it, but just we'll go around the from Brock, and we'll just introduce yourself and tell us what you do in the band.
My name's Brock. I'm the master of percussion in The Pause.
Oh, that's cute. I love that. Yeah. I'm Jordan. I do rhythm guitar and I do vocals on some songs that I write. So.
I'm Colin, and I play lead guitar and I yell.
He yells real well. He's underselling that.
Brock,
not here is August, our bass player, who also does backup vocals.
Yeah.
God, we love that man.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He had to work overtime today.
he's a secret weapon.
Check and see if that mic's on right there, man. I don't know if it has the switch or not. Can you?
Oh, hello.
Oh, there we go.
I can hear myself now.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm a Virgo. I enjoy long walks on the beach.
Wow.
So y'all describe yourselves as like a garage hard rock, punk rock kind of thing. Listening to it at the beginning, and I told you I'd heard some snippets of on y'all's Instagram and stuff. And hearing that, I think it fits that description pretty well just from the little sneak peek of that. Mm-hmm. Give us a little bit about the band and what kind of drives y'all towards that direction of keeping it I guess hard punk rock metal.
Yeah.
Or, if that's a good way to describe it, I don't know. So.
I don't know where the punk direction even came from, because we got together under we all bonded over the Beatles initially.
Yeah.
And
the Beatles and Queens of the Stone Age, I'd say.
The two big ones.
Yeah.
I think that our sound, because we all have a select few bands that we all really ride for and agree on, but then everyone kind of brings in another thing that no one else listens to the cut.
Yeah.
So I think it's just this amalgamation of the different stuff that we enjoy and play, and some days someone comes in with something that's a little might be a little out of left field from what we usually do, and then by the time it's centered, it's just become part of the sound that we've crafted.
Yeah. And I think some of that comes from the messaging too, because a lot of the writing is it's a little angry, it's a little upset at the system and what's going on, and upset about love and life and work, capitalism.
We're some angry boys.
Capitalism. Just angry boys writing angry boy music.
But doing it in a very cute and sugary way.
Yeah. We're just the cute angry boys.
Yeah.
We're here to party.
We don't. More above all else, we don't. We're not here to be hardos about anything. We want to dance. We want to have fun. But we are pissed off.
I think it roots like the edge. It roots like the edge in the sound.
Yeah,
that's what keeps it a little hard.
And I think that I'm all on camera with my laptop. Oh well. I think that kind of like draws that uniqueness to punk rock music is you have your core values, but at the same time you still want to kind of get that. You got to express yourself also, and if that's the sound that comes out with the music, then that doesn't discredit the punk rockness of it, or try to put any labels on it for that matter. I think that's what the whole point of punk rock is, and it is expressing and being yourself, and sharing your views. A lot of people would call it like an opinion or anything. I don't really like that word, because opinion can be negative. It's same as views, but at the same time, it's easier to express your views than it is to express your opinion, because nobody wants to be the asshole, but I was talking with Trigger Therapy last weekend, and it was kind of the same kind of conversation, but as far as the area in New Orleans, I have seen a lot of unique punk rock bands coming out that has their own unique way, and we was talking about earlier, it's not like the run-of-the-mill punk rock.
No.
How do y'all feel about the New Orleans scene when it comes to, y'all's style of music, and where does it fit in at, as far as the area, New Orleans area, or really just the whole spectrum of the genre?
Well, I really love New Orleans music because, like, very seldomly will you find a band that sounds exactly like another band. Everyone kind of occupies their own space. And I think, like, when we were first cooking with this, that I didn't want to sound like some of the bands that I really love here. And so it's like, all right, well, what do we, like, going back to our influences, what do we take from that they're not, that the other bands aren't doing that, like, we could maybe do? So, like, we're really big on, like, harmonies in our band and backup vocals and
guitar solos,
drum solos,
and drum solos. So we get a little self-indulgent, but, like, I don't feel like, I don't know. And that's not to say, like, other bands aren't doing that, like, definitely, because there are, like, there's a few bands, like, there's some absolute shredders, like Riffs solos, or they do some real good harmonies. Trigger Therapy do a lot of backup vocals. They're really big on, and it's really good. Yeah. But no, like, I just, like, I wanted, like, I know that we wanted to carve our own, like, lane for ourselves. We're like, it's the pause. It's not as hardo, but we're still doing, like, it's still loud, and it's it's more upbeat, and we have the solos and the harmonies, and it's very we're firing on all cylinders. We're utilizing every aspect of the band humanly possible.
There's not a lot of harmonies in punk music, and, like,
no.
we all know that, like, harmonies can, like, just elevate a song to a next level.
Yeah.
Harmonies are hard, by the way. They're brutal to record.
They are. That was, like, one of the
most
longest
time we spent on anything was getting the harmonies.
And it's weird too. Like, harmonies can technically can be correct, but all of them doesn't work together for some reason. Like, even though it might technically be correct, but you're like, hold on, that sounds like shit. But and in punk music, or even like, say, creating in your own lane and getting y'all's views and expressions out like that, and putting those extra attributes to y'all's music to create it, to be y'all's own. There isn't a lot of solos and stuff like that in punk rock music, and to keep that the roots of that true and still adding y'all's flavor to it. I think that's what like I said, I think that's what it's all about. And get back to what you were saying about just bands in New Orleans, and it is you seldomly hear a band that now I will say that there are genre specific bands from New Orleans that sound like that genre, like maybe like a metalcore or a hardcore or something like that. But I've found, like, we talk about Atomic Broad earlier, like y'all, the Pause, Trigger Therapy. I like Slow Hole. We was talking last night. We was throwing some bands out there,
great, man,
and
they're serious.
They're and
cool.
Doctors, they all have that one thing that in common. But at the same time, I think that's what that draws me to the kind of music, is that they're all original.
Yeah, totally.
What's going on, man?
Someone cutting their grass.
I don't know.
It's my car. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say the car, man.
One's car on fire outside.
Yeah.
rampaging.
Yeah,
against the
yeah. We're
machine.
really pushing that
me
Hyundai
out.
sponsorship. Yeah.
No, I love that too. Like everyone's a little unique, you know.
Yeah.
They've all
No,
got their own.
yeah, everyone's
thing.
got their own lane, which is cool. Like
Yeah.
no one else sounds like Doctors, right? No one else sounds like Slow Hole. No one else sounds like the Nancys. You know,
I'd like to think no one else sounds like the Pause.
That's
and
true.
you'd be correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I can't wait till y'all release that EP later on.
Yeah.
This month.
Yeah.
But
August 22nd, that's when it's coming out.
4
Live music
songs,
everywhere.
4 songs, all killer.
No,
No
filler.
filler.
no,
Our
Phil, I like
best
that.
one yet.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark. That's the EP right there.
And our first one yet.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes. We didn't have to tell him that.
Yeah.
we could have just let it be.
Oops.
Yeah. We're spoiling.
Oh,
the
don't worry.
surprise for
I've
you
been
all.
searching for any fucking type of music to jam. You know what I mean? But and I think me personally, just by hearing that little stuff and some little stuff from the Instagram, and now you told me about the TikTok, I will be checking that out a little more.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I think that it is important for people with the the drive to create music to create their own stuff and be creative. I mean, and getting back kind of like to like just the like different genres of metal. Like I like metal music or hardcore, but I also really appreciate like I'm a big Doctors fan. And I
Yeah, man.
not just for the music, but the way they hold themselves. They're really good, great guys. I know they went through some member changes here recently and stuff,
yeah.
but to have a scene that is that versatile, with like the Pause, y'all pretty much have a ground to go into any kind of event or and do what y'all do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a list of questions and shit somewheres, man. I mean,
Well, that's like the space that like I ideally would like us to occupy, is that like we could show up to like a harder show and play, and it like we fit right in, or we could show up to like an indie show and play and fit right in. Like I don't want to be like
Yeah, I don't.
genre beholden.
I feel like we've done that. I mean,
Yeah.
do you feel
Yeah.
that way? Like the show with Ghost Orchid and
Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mars,
no, Mars and other planets. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Very like indie, very soft, and we've got some like softer stuff in the repertoire.
Totally.
And
The Palestine Relief
We
show.
keep saying we want to write softer stuff, but it just never comes.
Yeah.
I've got softer stuff written. We just need to do it.
Yeah,
So do I,
wait,
dude.
I've got a
this
lot
is-
of softer
This is
stuff
the,
written.
this is the issue that we keep finding ourselves in. Where we're
I'm
like,
an indie.
We're just
boy.
loving these fun punk, like fun heavy songs.
we just keep ending up like
Yeah.
getting a little obsessed with the heavier riffs.
well, I like what the
but throwing sugar on it too, because it's like not like too like in your face.
Put some sugar on me, baby.
Yeah. In the name of love.
I like you mentioned the indie. I like because
Yeah.
that covers a lot of ground. Also, sort of like how punk does, and like last night's show,
Yeah.
that was a pretty mixed bill if you really want to pick apart the performances and
Oh, yeah.
stuff. And because Bag, they got to me they are really southern. Their style is straight from the South. I mean, you can tell how they play, and they got like a hard chorus kind of thing, like an alternative kind of thing going on.
Yeah, totally.
And and saying indie, I like how and that's very versatile because you can have that punk in there. You can have the heavier stuff. You can have the little sugar thrown on top of it if you want. Mars and the other planets. You're right. They definitely have like the nice kind of.
We love them.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
rule. They're
Like,
very, very good.
They've got that like beautiful like indie twang, a little softer, still kind of raw.
But they
like,
they're
they're bridging
they can go
genres.
hard
I love
when
it.
they want, and like
Yeah, they turn it up a pretty good notch.
Yeah.
I saw them not too long ago, and I was like, okay, well, I'm here, I'm there, but it's all really cohesive.
Yeah.
it really fits their style and what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
It's impressive.
Marissa's shown me some of their stuff that they've yet to release, and it's pretty fucking. It's pretty fucking rocking.
We're their
man.
biggest fans.
Yeah, we are truly. I
are.
like no bullshit. Like I love that band. They're really good.
Yeah.
Marissa's amazing.
Shout out Dark Signs, their new song. It's very good.
It is very good.
Yeah, and we're playing with them at our EP release show on the 22nd.
And wouldn't have it any other way.
No, truly.
Along with Vanta Vega.
Yeah, my BFF Jackson. He's gonna be turning some tables, if you will.
Love that man too.
Yeah,
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, he'll be at the show tonight at Carrollton.
We're gonna be at the show tonight.
We are going to be at the
sir.
show tonight. We're all rolling out. We're getting
sir.
all of the boys out. Yeah.
Except for August. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
He's a working girl, you know.
Man.
Don't
August-
mind me. I'm just trying to scroll and get. Here we go. I'm ready.
August operates in his own lane at all times.
He's like
He
Gandalf.
does.
He kind of he comes and goes as he pleases, and it's never like we
But
truly
he's
are
always
like
there when you need him.
we
Like,
are we
at
are
exactly
we
the
are
right
like
moment.
Gimli, Legolas,
He is-
and you know what I mean, like
who's who?
and Aragorn.
Who's who?
I
I'm
mean,
about to be upset. I'm about to be real
I know
upset.
I'm Legolas. There's no way.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to watch The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you do. You,
That means I'm taking Aragorn and you're Gimli.
yeah, it's
Sorry,
fine.
that's
You're the
what-
dwarf.
I don't know what that means.
You're the
got the long
dwarf
hair.
with the axe.
Hey, he's cool.
But anyway, it's the three of us bopping around, and then August comes in and throws the magic in, and then it becomes full circle.
It's like Spicy shows up on his white horse. He
Yeah.
fixes everything. He
I'm
gets her
here.
done.
I have arrived.
That's all.
Literally,
Or be
it's that.
or be like,
yeah.
is it my turn yet?
Yeah.
Throwing it back to like the harmonies, like August is like the harmony daddy. He just like understands.
He, it's but it's so serious. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen a more locked in individual in the studio in my whole life.
God.
He's
He's locked in all the time.
He
not just
like,
the studio.
and you would think he's like not paying attention, but after you're done listening to a recording, he's
Yeah.
like he'll have like 5 takes, and you're like, he's right on all of them. Actually,
Yeah.
he's and my crowning achievement in this band to this day is when we were recording Basement Suite at the studio. Our song Basement Suite, and I play a guitar solo in that, and the look on his face that he gave me when I did like the one, it fills me with so much visceral joy. I'm like he because if I can impress August, I'm doing something right.
I love that. I love
yeah.
that he's like this mystical figure.
He is. He's on social media in any way. He doesn't
No.
he doesn't really like he'll hang out with us every once in a while. Like he'll come to a show, but he doesn't like really step out often. And like
Yeah.
so he is like Gandalf. He just like kind of he shows up exactly when he means to. He you know, but
he
he's
lives like around this area, so he
he's
loves his time at home, and he doesn't come out.
He's
too
a bass.
often.
He's a bass wizard.
He's not as dedicated as you are, coming to everything possible.
No, we each have our role in the band.
Try.
And he is exactly the opposite of like what I would do.
And we love him.
but it's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
He mixed our whole
all-
EP. Yeah,
mixed
he
the
did
whole
all of that was
EP.
him.
He did a great job.
Awesome.
Yeah, he got the stems and he went to work, and there was
Yeah.
a lot of deliberation, but he really cooked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you, and kind of like continuing that, how do y'all feel about the DIY kind of thing with mixing and doing y'all's own thing with the music comparative to, really going the distance and, I hate to say the word pay somebody to kind of overmix or overdo it, how do y'all feel about the
thing about
DIY thing?
The thing about that is like August has had experience mixing, and he knows our sound better than anyone we could pay to mix. So I think it was a no-brainer to have him do it.
Yeah.
We wanted to keep it as in-house as possible. And like Brock said, like he knows our sound, so being in the band, so it made sense. And then we reached out to someone else to master it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because like that was like a little out of our league. I have like no experience.
You need some.
They did do a good job.
You need some big equipment that none of us have.
But it's
Yeah.
funny. So like I think I might have told you, Jordan, this. I don't know. I didn't tell you, Brock. When I was uploading the tracks to DistroKid, they offer a mastering service,
Interesting.
and I like was like just to because it's free just to hear like samples.
Yeah.
Their mastering of our songs was so much quieter than our like final cuts that like we got from August and the dude who mastered. It was just funny to me. I was like,
Which isn't the point.
which is
We're
not the point. No, because like
Sorry.
you're in the car and like we're listening to the demos, I had to like turn up my volume, which is fine because it's the initial cut. It's a demo, but like you want your master, you want it to be loud.
Yeah.
And our shit was so much louder, and it was like it filled my heart with so much joy to be like, nah, we don't need anyone's help. We're keeping it in house.
I don't know his name, but
Figured it out.
John Master did a great job.
Yeah.
They-
Joe Master. Yeah,
They did a good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I was probably the most nervous of all of us to do like the mixing in house, and I'm so glad we did.
Yeah. And also
Keep the
like
sound in house.
well, and we wanted to like August to have the practice of doing it, and like we wanted to obviously it's our first one, so we wanted to be like really good, but
he's like passionate about it, so like let him do it.
Yeah, totally. He's like
he kicked ass.
He's a wizard. Totally. He like he locked in. He like didn't leave his house for like a week, and he's like, no, I'm gonna mix this.
Yeah.
Didn't complain one time.
No, not even a little bit.
I tried. I didn't try. I did record Fifth that fucked in the head from New Orleans. I did it right here in the living room.
They're awesome.
A few weeks ago.
Crazy. All right.
Cool. They're cool.
Yeah.
You did, wait, you had them like the whole band?
Oh yeah, we did record, and I ran the snake out there with the microphones and stuff like that.
They're a great band, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
It was kind of new for me because I usually just do my own thing, and to actually do a live performance, and record them. And don't worry, guys, Ben, Mike, James, I will get the two songs that we managed to get out. But it was a little tougher than what I thought, and everything, even though they wanted it to be rough and rugged, and they didn't want that over processed kind of mix and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It still has to, you still have to have the performance has to be locked in and tight, and then of course the sound can kind of come in a little later as far as the tones and stuff like that, and that's what I'm kind of running into now, trying to balance the grittiness and undergroundness of their style with not trying to make it sound too fake or anything like that.
Yeah.
And but
mixing's hard work.
It's and they allowed me to do it just because they saw how I wanted to try it and give my hand into, because I've mixed my own stuff, and obviously it sounds awesome in my brain, but just like you're saying, you get it out in the car or you put it, turn it up, you're like, hold on a second, I gotta go back into the fucking studio, crank it up, a few more decibels just so it can be heard. But we don't have to worry about that with Fuck in the Heads recording, because it was definitely fucking loud enough. But and kind of staying on that, I guess, when you do those kinds of things, especially for your band, the DIY thing, it kind of brings the band a little closer, I feel. And not only that, it pretty much sets in stone that y'all know that that's the sound that y'all want, and and like you were saying, your guy knows exactly how the band needs to sound, and how do y'all feel like continuing to do that without having to send it off to a mix or a master or anything? Do you think that he would be good enough at some point to do where y'all just fucking pump out an album and not have to even worry about going through a middleman or anything like that? Or
I was in a previous band with August, and his mixing there was like, it was the first time he ever mixed anything when we released our EP in our old band, and it was good, but like it wasn't as good as this. So you can see him getting better, and the like evolution of him as like a mixer. And I'd be okay with August doing everything. I think I'd even like to mix something.
Yeah. I'd rather keep it as in-house as humanly possible. And even if it's like not us, like someone local, like the guy that mastered it for us is like from New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
So just keeping it as insular as humanly possible.
I just feel as though is like when it starts switching too many hands, it kind of takes something from the vibe of the band. And especially with punk rock music, or even just hints of punk rock in those, that you don't want that vibe to be lost, somewheres.
Like the guy who we recorded with, Tom, over at Blue Velvet Studios, who did an amazing fucking job.
Tom 100%. We love him.
1,000%. He's amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to record with him again in the future, I feel like.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt about it.
He offered to mix it, but and it was very generous of him.
Yeah.
But we just felt like August would just know the sound better than anything, because Tom is in like some Elvis cover bands. He's in some like softer stuff. So
yeah, and just to like give Brock the like experience to bolster it on his end. So like in the future, like just so he can like have the experience of it. And like we had our deliberations. We had an on-running like Google Doc of notes, but it ended up being great. And like I'd rather like I think I can speak for all of us when I said just rather to be as in-house as possible, and we just all
agreed.
Like, we're all like.
Less money and more authentic.
Well,
I like authentic.
Right.
And
I think that's part of being like an independent artist. Like we are, independent. We're doing it on our own, and we're we're doing it on our own, and the con is that it's expensive, or it's like difficult.
Like
You gotta
paying
do all the
hundreds for
work,
someone who
but
doesn't know us to mix
pros,
this.
we can do it.
And just give, and they'll give you what they think sounds good,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to August, who did it for free 50.
$350.
$3.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
And
pay that man back in our love.
I've had this conversation before, especially when you're DIY and your own expenses, because that
Yeah.
shit can get very expensive.
Of course.
I mean, that allows, you know, a lot of options for, like, you know, you can save money and be able to put it towards like a mini tour or a tour or merch or something like that. Something that can kind of like expand the band's, you know,
Yeah,
which we did. We have merch on the way.
we do. Ready for pickup.
sweet.
We
Yeah.
have some sick shirts.
We
at
got
our
shirts,
show.
we got
Our EP
buttons,
release show.
stickers.
I love merch.
Oh, I brought buttons and stickers for you if you'd like them, by the way.
Yeah.
Brian.
I definitely do.
Perfect. I'll bring some in later.
Yeah.
I'll put some stickers right here on the side where all the rest of them usually go.
yeah, I'll
so.
get some for you.
Cool.
I got some with me.
You know, we talked a little bit about it earlier. About the, you know, we was doing some shout outs to, you know, some of our favorite local bands. What are some local bands that's left an impact on you and kind of maybe, you know, I don't want to say swayed, but kind of like influenced you to kind of get the style that y'all have now in y'all's music, or if any? So.
For me personally, Doctors. So like I'm from New England originally, and I played a lot in Providence, Rhode Island, and a lot of like the bands there were like harder punk or hardcore, and that's great, and I love it. But the older I get, like the less angry I am. So like I don't the drop. I don't know. But to see a band like post punk as they are and melodic as they are, like, on the scale in which they operate and like the like reputation they have here, and the live show is so cool. And like we were at their show on the 4th of July at Siberia, and it blew me the fuck away. They're so good.
Great show.
Their song "I Like Attention" is just like
That's my favorite song by them
it's
too.
so so good. They did a Joy Division cover at that show too, and it was so good. But just like that, like from the background that I'm from, to have like a band like that in New England wouldn't have been as big because they're not like, because in New England it's all like Converge and it's all like hardo.
Yeah.
you gotta have breakdowns.
And that is the running thing up there on that East Coast
It
up
is
there. Yep.
big time in the Northeast, and just like for like, especially I don't know, just like to have this like post punk band that's like, it makes me want to dance. I don't know. I like going back to like how we like to add sugar to our music. Like it's just like it's not what I would expect, and it's so good, and they're so tight, and they're all like such sweet dudes as people. Like I don't know. Like, they stay inspiring me for sure.
Yeah, I was at that 4th of July show too. I made a reel out of that song.
They're, like, and the ending of it with
great
Greg and Mike like putting on guitars and just like crowd surf. Oh, it was amazing.
It was great. Yeah,
It was so cool.
and that kind of hit me for a loop too. I was like, holy shit, man, they're really going the distance. That was a good show.
It was a great show. Yeah.
For me personally, I have two bands to shout out. I have Baby in the 90s from Baton Rouge. I grew up listening to like third wave ska and progressive rock, and Baby in the 90s is like this prog band kind of from Baton Rouge that definitely left an impact on me, and also Joystick on the ska end.
Yeah, we was talking about Joystick earlier. Yeah,
Joystick are
so
serious,
good.
dude. They're
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah,
That's the kind of thing we have in our music, and I want to keep in our music. Just
I was
the
blown away
the
by that
funness of
band.
it.
Their
real.
performance on 420 at Parasite.
That was phenomenal.
That was
Yeah,
something to
Like-
behold. Truly.
shout out Clay.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with it. I mean, that Joystick at 420 is one of the best local shows I've been to.
I wasn't there, but if I was there, I would have skanked my ass.
We got real rude in the pit, dude.
We did. We were.
Yeah.
And it was a nice turnout too
Jiving.
for that.
Oh,
for that. Yeah.
It was great.
I told Clay, I was like, I had no fucking clue, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
you've always told me. I thought you was just bullshitting, and they really showed out. That whole show was good too. You know, shout out to that was Gargut's. I think it was their EP release party or album release.
Garguts played the Nancy. I was
great.
having like a really rough day before then, and that like completely turned my day around.
It was a great show.
Yeah. Like day drinking in the sun with my friends, like watching all these like awesome local bands.
I was
Yeah.
burnt. Like
I
toast.
believe it.
I believe it. It was hot. It was hot. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking like stoned to the bone.
yeah.
Hey, it's not so bad either.
Tis the season. Is,
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah,
420.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Kinda-
probably
ki-
got Oh, you mean?
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I probably got two bands too. And some of the thing I like about us is we like different stuff. Is I'm like a sad girl alt person all the way. That's what I like. And the people I love in New Orleans are like Mars and Other Planets, like transitional alt rock, beautiful lyrics, well written, well performed.
Ghost Orchids, like we were talking about earlier.
Ghost Orchid was my number two, absolutely. Saw them play. We played with them, and they killed it. The writing is stunning in Ghost Orchid, and I love stuff like that. And that's where I like us, because I feel like we can abridge like this like lyrical writing, the storytelling, and that's what I love about like the Paul McCartney and the Beatles to like this harder kind of punk rock, garage rock, dirtier.
We pull from different corners and we come in the middle,
and we get bits of all the stuff, you know, in our songs, and I love that. I
feel as though if you have that ramped up sound and tone and grit and all, and then all of a sudden you get to that that song that just flips everybody for a loop.
Yeah,
it's more lyrical than grungy, or if it's more little more harmony than hardcore, or you know, I just listen to the little bit. I can tell that y'all have that kind of song or songs in y'all to kind of like just straight turn some heads. Like, hold on a sec, we've been used to hearing this, you know, this kind of garage grunge punk kind of thing, and Mars and the Other Planet, like it's real atmospheric. I love those. Like, which is it? Sad girl kind of.
I love my sad girl.
That's when I was growing up, and I used to listen to Hum. And it's, I don't know, you know, if that falls in it, but it just takes you there. Like just listening to the lyrics and the music and
Thank you. That's a huge compliment.
Yeah,
it really is.
I'm excited to listen to more of y'all's music, and I've been scouring probably for about 2 weeks. I was like, look, I could just stop fucking looking.
We've been playing it really close to the chest. We're like
keeping it tight.
Yeah,
we've had like some like decent like iPhone videos of us taken, but like we are all.
And that's what I've been referring to. That's all I've got.
I maybe
except
on
for now.
My personal Instagram, I posted a couple, but like we really didn't want to like on our main like post anything.
Yeah.
No. You like if you want to hear it, you got to come see.
Yeah, you got to come see it.
Yeah. Or wait until the EP's out, which will be 2 weeks. But
we've got that recorded, and we're keeping it close to the chest. But we've only been around since February, since March,
late
really.
February, March, really.
Well, that was kind of my next question is like, how long has the band been together, and you know, what has, you know.
End of February is when we finalized the lineup, really, when we got August on board. So
was that February with August?
Yeah,
right around Mardi Gras and Mardi Gras.
And the Mardi Gras.
I think I practiced with y'all twice, and I was like, I think I know a bassist.
Yeah. I remember that. You didn't sell August well. I was so nervous.
I really was.
He was like, Brock were like, he's a strange guy. He's really good, and you might like him. And
at the end of the day, August
Jordan and I were like, because I met Jordan first, so like he and I were like, what the hell?
August is a strange guy, but he's strange in all the most like delightful ways.
He's a wizard. He
is a. There's no better way to describe him than Gandalf. That man is Gandalf.
He is a wizard, totally. Yeah. So
Gandalf the White. He's the savior we all needed.
The final piece that we needed in the puzzle, you know. Yeah. In the puzzle, you know.
I mean, if you will, we've spent half this interview talking about him, so that just shows how much we love him.
Shout out August Dixon. We love you, you son of a bitch.
Next time.
Yeah, just get him by himself next time. Yeah.
Well, that's actually a real, I guess, a real feat accomplished to have started the band, you know, this year for one thing, and getting all y'all's ducks in a row, and y'all have played a few shows, you know, this year so far.
Yeah. 7 by my count, and it'll be 8.
That's right.
It'll be 8 next, not next week, the week after. Yeah,
August 22nd, EP release.
Yeah, and putting an EP out, you know, within the first year. I've interviewed a few different bands, and they were like bands for like 2 or 3 years and haven't, you know, and the really reason why is because I think that they wasn't pleased with the. I don't want to say their style, but they just hadn't had it defined yet. Like they haven't really decided on exactly how they want to keep doing it. Because I know newer bands or younger bands that come out like that, you'll hear them for the first few months they're this way, then it keeps on progressing, and of course they finally find their way, their style of music that they want to do. But usually the people that are set on their inspirations and their style before the bands even join, I think how the chemistry works, especially with y'all, and it's working out pretty good, and y'all have already got a lot of plans for the future for that. I don't know. I think it might make it easier on y'all to continue to put out music.
I mean, just like 9 out of 10 times, we're just always on the same page.
Yeah,
So,
I think like
we're all easygoing guys.
Yeah, totally. And like outside of the band, I'd be friends with them anyway. Like we hang out with each other,
and that's important.
Yeah,
outside of that's really totally.
important.
We hang out outside of band practice. Like we go to like shows together. We like go,
tonight.
We go to each other's houses. We hang out.
Show up in
and like
red dresses.
Like I told Colin like a few weeks ago, like I wouldn't be in a band with someone I didn't want to hang out.
No,
with.
totally.
Exactly.
We kick it. Like we go to the movies together. We drink together. And like I personally, I mentioned earlier with August, but I really get something out of impressing the band. Like if I can like pull something out of my ass that like the three of them I get so filled with like gratitude.
It's fulfilling, yeah.
It's cool. Yeah. So it's like the other day, Jordan, we're out there, you're gonna love it, but he was out of town, so the August and Brock and I I kind of pulled like a riff out of my ass. Yeah. And we ended up writing a song in like 2 hours, and it was like really cool.
Oh, I love those songs too.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go piss while you talk about it. I'm about to piss my pants.
Just well, you know where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like and like it was just like agreed.
Oh, it's no worries.
It was agreed upon like that this was like good, and I've been itching to show him because he's been out of town.
Dying to hear it.
But I know but like I know him well enough to know that he will like. So like I don't know. There's this like innate gratitude that I get where like. I don't know that like in any other band that I've been in, really. Like I've been in a bunch of bands, but like there's something like with this group that like I want to stay. It's like it's kind of like when you're like in a relationship. Like if I can stay impressing you, like I want to stay impressing them. Anything that I pull out,
you always impress me.
Oh, that's so sweet, man.
Well, we literally he lives a block away from me.
We do. We hang. Yeah.
I think that's so important to have that. And a lot of successful bands, usually have to. I don't know, man. I've heard bands like sending like the files across the emails, and this person lives in this fucking state over here and across the country, and don't get me wrong, it sounds good and all of that. And then they meet up for tour and stuff like that. But to me, I don't think the longevity of that would be lasting long, and
it's not sustainable.
And not only that, what kind of creativity comes out of that? Where is the love for the music when you're just robotically or digitally transferring back and forth instead of actually being there when the juices are flowing? You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's tough. And like you talked about, like a band finding their sound. Like I've never felt like we've had to find a sound. Like there's been something to find. Like. It's been there. Like, we met each other on Craigslist because I was like sad and like I'd wanted to do this for a long time, but I've never played with other people. And we came in and I came in with like a half-baked song. I had lyrics. I had like a bit of a guitar line. And like within 10 minutes, first time like meeting and playing with Colin, it like was the sound I've had in my head for like the year and a half I've had lyrics written. It was there. It was like, it was there and it was meant to be. And we've had a lot of songs like that. Most of our songs, I'd say that we play live are like that, where they just are, right? And I felt the same way playing with you. It was like, you add the drums and it's like, it's perfect. Like
like that. So the song
it's meant to. This is like I didn't know how to even think about drums, but this is what I've always thought of.
Yeah,
you know.
So for
that's what I'm aiming for.
No, I completely agree. And to echo that, like the song that Champagne and Red Wine. I wrote it on an acoustic guitar, which is not something I usually do. I'm a total electric guitar player. Like I like to rip solos, and I was going through the motions of like a breakup, and I had like the structure of the song and the lyrics, and it really didn't become what it is and now until I like showed them, and then Jordan comes in with this like really cool dissonant like like I'm playing the main riff, but he's like this really like angular guitar that like, bounces off of what I'm doing, and then like Brock and August like the rhythm section in that song is like it drives it. It's so good, and their backup vocal like it wouldn't have been like I don't know like we really needed to like. I needed that song to like. If I was like left to my own devices, I don't know if that I would have come up with like half the shit that they've thrown my way for that. Yeah. So it's like great because like as much as I love staying impressing them, they stay impressing me. So that kind of fuels the fire.
It's like
you know?
it's like we never really bounce ideas off each other. We just add everything we each individually want to add, and then it comes out as like a big picture type thing.
And like we all like we like 90% of the time agree on whatever the other person wants to add to it. Like no, that's actually awesome. And then even if that in that 10%, it's like a tweak. It's like oh, just maybe just do that just like a little differently, and it's like oh, actually yeah.
You know, I think bands that have that kind of chemistry together, it kind of like shuts out the ego of it. That kind of shuts out the.
There's none of that here.
And I'd hate to say it shuts out the talent, but sometimes making great music doesn't really rely on those things. I mean, it's just being there and seeing eye to eye and just having that that range of, you know, you can have the baddest ass guitar player and, you know, or the awesomest drummer or bass, and something, you know, might not work, but just because of, you know, some person might not feel like they can, you know, impress or you know, bring something to the table like that. And not taking nothing from any of y'all's talents or anything, but I think once you put those kinds of things to the side and you just, you know, dedicate to sharing those ideas and creating and throwing out the ideas and stuff. And you don't have to use every idea. You don't have to just, you know, you just, you know, and like you were saying about the song you had in your head, I wrote a song when my dad passed, and I wrote it in melody with Alicia Keys' song, that New York song, right? Well, I wrote a poem with that melody in my head. Well, I wrote the little riff and stuff like that, and I know how I wanted it to be sung, you know, against the melody, but the singer that sung it, I didn't have a fucking clue that it could come out like that. The drums, the same thing. I didn't have a clue that the drummer would. And it's like I heard that, but I'd never, and they never heard. They just you know, picked it up, and it worked so well together. And that kind of was like back in the days where it was like, you know, the chemistry was the most important of creating the band or having a band that was. I don't even want to say successful, because you can be successful in your own right as far as just producing the music and putting it out there for y'all's or for the band's gratification or whatever. But I really think, you know, getting from what y'all are talking and gathering, that's the kind of band y'all are, and I think that's the bands that succeed beyond what they think their success is. And I think right now, I think all that's left for y'all is just continue the hard work and, you know, getting that EP out so I can listen to the whole fucking thing.
I appreciate that. That's so kind.
That's really kind.
Thank you very much.
And that's no bullshit. People out there that might think I'm bullshitting, you know, I feel those vibes. Like when we're talking, like I'm gonna be honest with you, like the situation from earlier, right? This guy rolls up. He almost fell out fucking laughing. He which
I wouldn't have it any other way.
And I'm me and him's hopping on the back of the fucking car. I'm like, don't slip, man. You know what I'm saying? But I gathered the vibe, and you was in a pickle a little bit, but hey, you was still maintaining your composure. But that right there, believe it or not, kind of like gave me the starting vibe of what we was about to get into. You know, no assholes, no egos, and
not even a little bit.
And I gather a lot of that from, you know, reading people. I'm not saying I'm some kind of fucking genie or anything, but like, and sitting here talking, you know, and hell, we was talking last night, and I was already stoked to do the show today just by me and you was just sitting there epping at the show last night.
That's cool.
But
I mean, me and August have been friends for like our whole life. I brought him into the band as like the final piece of the puzzle, but I've never met two guys that like I've just hit it off.
It was pretty instantaneous.
Hit it off with more than these two guys. Honestly.
Wow. I want to give you a hug. But
well, I will say, so Jordan and I met first, and I responded to his Craigslist ad, and the day we met at Black Penny in the Quarter, and I was violently hungover. I
did not know that.
I
Were
was
you?
so hungover.
You were put together.
I was so hungover, and so my
You were
threshold
real
for
put
bullshit
together.
was on the floor. And I was like,
Right.
honestly, like in a way, I was like, this might be a good way to read this guy because if I can't handle him when I'm like gonna like cry, I don't know if we can be in a band together because I'm gonna be I'm probably gonna be violently hungover in front of my bandmates.
Yeah.
And it went out without a hitch, and we jammed like 5 days later. Like
It was real close.
It was
Yeah,
like a
real
week later.
close.
We ended up jamming at the studio. No, we love each other. We hang out. Like it's not like, you know, we like do like Jordan and I went down like we did the Boca Chain recently. Like we went tubing. Brock was invited and he did not
Show up.
Y'all both went?
Yeah, we went, dude.
I didn't know you went.
I was there. Yeah.
He's trying to.
I had something to do that morning.
Oh yeah, he had something to do. Yeah, well, we were there and we were talking about how much we loved you in August and how much we wished you were there.
And we let you down.
We had a
not
great
coming.
time.
You
it was
did.
awesome.
Go talk shit about August. You live like 20 minutes away from
That's-
the tubing
oh, well,
spot.
okay,
Hey,
so-
he had
so-
a good
so-
excuse. He was finishing the mixes.
That's true.
August
Okay.
was hard at work for the band.
Outside of
all
outside
right?
of that situation, I might have been more inclined, but he was like,
You're right.
putting
He
in the
was.
work.
He was.
He was
had
being
no
selfless.
excuse, dude.
That man is selfless. He's party boy number
I
one.
was
Yeah,
soft myself.
yeah, dude. Well,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta get high and watch Breaking Bad. Mm.
Oh no.
I finished it. Okay.
Did you? All right. Hey, that's good. You hadn't watched Breaking Bad before?
Oh no, that was my third reboot.
Yeah, no, that'd be like me, like being
all
like I
right.
can't hang out. I have to drink PBR and watch Sopranos. So like, all right,
Oh,
Colin, you do this every day
no.
anyway. Yeah, and you'd be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a
but
shame. What a shame.
yeah, I don't know. You know,
Y'all don't mind me. I'm out over here.
no, you're good. man.
Oh man, you're all good.
No, speaking of the Craigslist ad, like I actually found Jordan's ad through like a flyer. Jordan posted real flyers that like I
Not
think,
very many.
Old
I
school.
put them out at one gym and the Guitar Center. Those were the only two physical flyers I posted.
Yeah.
The other like 18 I had printed sat in my car until I sold it.
Yeah, I think my friend Tatiana, shout out Tatiana.
Yeah, shout out Tatiana.
Shout out Tatiana. We
She's
love
great. Yeah, big
You're
time.
responsible.
She
for
saw
the
the
band
flyer.
existing.
She saw the flyer, snapped a picture of it, sent it to me, and was like, "Hey, Brock, I think you should join this band." And I was like, "Okay." I didn't think it would turn out like this. It's been great. So
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
It all turned out.
yeah. It all came together.
Craigslist had in a dream. That's what the pause is all about.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, "Oh, I think I knew a bassist because we were severely lacking one." So.
yeah.
I attempted for our first couple practices, and let me tell you, I'm not very good. So,
Well, we're not a four. We're not a
needed a real
three piece. We're a
bass.
4-piece.
Yeah.
We need
100%.
We need
100%.
We need that
100%.
role filled out.
I tried being a bass player in the band because I got tired of looking for the bass players, and my guys were like, "Oh yeah, just the bass sounds just
No
like
more.
the guitar player." I'm like, like that's not gonna fucking work. But
that's funny.
you know, sometimes those kinds of things find their own way to meet, and if it's, I really strongly believe if it's meant to be, at some point in life it will happen.
Yeah.
And you know, y'all's story about how the band came about and stuff like that. I'm gonna harp on it. I think that's the bands that find, like you was talking, you don't have to find a style. It's natural. It comes out, and
Yeah.
I guarantee that y'all will hear if it's not the style for sure. We're like, okay, guys, that's definitely not it, you know. But
Yeah.
the beauty part about it is, I think how you know, the friendship that I see in August. If one day, maybe the next episode or next time we do something, we can.
Next time we'll have
be
him
in the
on.
presence
It
of
should
your
be just him in the hot
of your
seat.
of your grand,
only him. We'll flip it. We'll flip
of
it.
your grandest, of your stature, be present.
Yeah.
But I really feel like the, you know, just sitting here with you guys and feeling y'all out, I'm excited to hear it pushed through the music, and especially if those kinds of attitudes and that positive, and I guess reliability, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, you know, on each other to keep it real with each other, be friends, and have those relationships, and have it reflect in the music. I just I don't know. I just love meeting individuals that have each other's backs and keeping it real with each other, and are able to get their point and express their views across and stuff without having to be judged or second guessed or think that it's kind of like I mean, if y'all felt any kind of animosity towards each other, I don't think it would work.
We wouldn't be here.
No.
Right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
No, and we've kept it real. Like, there's been times where like someone will float an idea, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And we were real about it. I'm like, yeah, it's just maybe not the time for this.
Had a couple.
Or it needs to go back to the drawing board, But there's no like ego in the way of it. It's just it is what it is, and no one takes.
Or like you said, we like tweak it, and it comes out maybe better than it was originally.
Right,
like,
totally. Yeah. So I've never felt like I've needed to like hold anything back, showing them a tune or an idea, like a lick or a riff or a progression. I don't know.
No, I think it's all good. Yeah, I mean, I think it works out. It's just safe space, and sometimes like it clicks right away. Sometimes it's like a quick modification. Sometimes it's just not it. And
yeah, there's been times where we practice where we spent like a half hour trying to configure something.
Well, and nobody ever said it would be easy.
So,
Just because sometimes it comes right on out. Sometimes you gotta.
But you might take it for granted when like at first you're like everything's gelling and you're like what the fuck.
Yeah, every time's not gonna be like that.
No,
so.
no, totally. And then like there's no I think the great thing about our band is that there's zero role envy. Like I'm not trying to play drums.
Yeah.
But you could. I'd let you.
I know you would. But like August isn't trying to be
I still want to see you on guitar.
August isn't trying to like shred a solo.
Yeah.
So it's like we all are like we own our role and like we're comfortable in it, and so it's like you take that to the drawing board too, where you're like, how do I, as the lead guitar player, approach this tune? And like I'll throw out something, and if it needs to be altered, like they'll let me know. But or if it's just not working, try something else. It's cool too. But like I'm not like. I know I'm not trying to do anything else in the band, but no one else is. And so like when you know your role and you know who you are, it makes things much easier.
Yeah. And it was just unspoken. We never talked about it.
No.
We all understood.
We never
the
like, sometimes we'll dick around in practices and like I'll get behind the kit and he'll pick up a guitar or whatever. But like we're just messing around. But like when it's real deal writing time, everyone's like, no, I got like my thing that I have to do, and I have to serve the song in that capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all kind of works out well. It's all what it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
All right. So tell us a little bit about. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I will ask this question. And it's kind of cheesy, but I ask. Tell us a little bit about your favorite pizza toppings. Go.
Oh, that's a great question.
Cool.
Bacon. Bacon is such an underrated topping, I think, and I don't think many people get it on their pizza, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with bacon.
Of course not.
Oh.
Bacon's top tier. It is. Fancy pizza, green olive, like Italian crust. Oh, salty, a little briny, just bright.
I do like green olives. It does have a little more brininess than black olives.
I love it. And like goat cheese. Goat cheese on a pizza. It's a little melty.
I like experimenting with some blue cheese crumbled on top of.
There you go. Love blue cheese.
Almost like a feta kind of thing,
I don't think I've ever had blue cheese on a pizza.
It's different.
I'd be game for it.
It's definitely different,
All right.
Can I say 2, or is that
sure?
Because I like a combo. So I love like pineapple and jalapeno on pizza.
Fucking pineapple trend. This is like 7 episodes in a row, man.
It's good.
And here's number 8, my man.
Pineapple and bacon. That's what
I like the sweet and savory.
great.
So like if you get like jalapeno in the cut with the pineapple, it balances it out. It's very good.
What about you?
Yeah. More importantly,
I just like pepperoni, man.
It's
lots
simple.
of it though. Like
It's
acceptable.
simple. It's the classic. You honestly, you can't.
it's
eat
good.
it.
Yeah,
the little old world pepperonis are good, like the ones that curl up. When you cook.
That's
That's
shit.
the stuff.
Yeah.
That's the
Lots
stuff
of them,
right
though.
there.
Lots of them. Yep. Matter of fact, I have some pepperoni pizza in there that was
Go.
All right.
that I was about to start crunching, and I heard. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Rip the Hyundai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taking it for a little test drive.
Just crunch something else.
Yeah, crunching my will to live mostly.
Nice.
I know that we got a little after the show kind of thing. We're going to be going to do our own thing. We're going to go check out Decide Blue Doctors and the Nancys tonight at Carrollton Station.
Yes, sir.
This is a live stream, so if you guys or gals or whoever's out there watching, go check out the fucking show. All three bands are kick ass.
Come buy us a beer while you're there.
Carrollton Station, 9 p.m.
Carrollton Station's lit as fuck too. It's a great venue. I love it there. Great bands.
This is going to be my first time there.
No way, really?
Me too, man. Me too, man. I've never been there.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of places, but this is I've been to Saturn Bar, but I didn't stay long there, so I didn't have really anything to say about it as of until last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Primo.
I've been tattooed there before.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Real primo spot. I'm excited to see Carrollton Station. I know they've had some things happen in the last month or two there that was kind of messed up. So definitely want to go.
Yeah,
out
they
there
had
and
a
check.
break-in.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I want to go check out.
Even more so, you come buy us a beer and you tip the bartender really well.
Yes.
You know, and there
And
you
also in like the Carrollton area, this is like the first venue where like they have like heavier stuff, punk, rock, stuff like that.
yeah, no, there's nothing.
That's so
in town.
refreshing.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's a great part of town. It
Nice
really
little
is.
uptown area too, you know, and that area needs it too. I mean, and I just like how the direction of a lot of these venues, and I'm not saying I'm like some kind of journalist or nothing like that, but in the last year I've seen a lot more of these, unknown or kind of pop up venues starting to take a little more serious about their space. They're bringing a little more professionalism into it and organized the way. It's kind of like a. It's just better for the community when people know that they can be, safe there or know that they're not going to be treated like assholes and stuff like that. So, like I said, they seem like a bunch of great guys and gals that run the operation over there. I'm excited to go. But before we do end the show, we've been going pretty strong and I think it's, the flow's been really good, and I really appreciate y'all coming on to the show.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Despite my little oopsie earlier, I'm very glad that I've been here.
Oh yeah, that's
of course.
Shit happens, man, and I say that a lot.
Yeah.
That was a little more extreme than what I'm used to seeing, but
yeah. Well, like I said, we're here to bring the drama, to make a bang.
I took some
literally,
pictures and stitch them in for the listeners.
A lot of people say first impressions means everything, dude. I was like, I love these fucking guys already, man.
Comedy
tilted 45 degrees.
And I told us, man, shit happens all the time here for some. I don't know, it's different every time. So
drama, comedy, tragedy, we're bringing it all.
Next band that comes here, look out for the ditch. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not elaborating any further, but watch out for the ditch.
Watch out. Before we go, if you want, you can let the listeners know, how can they go check out y'all's pages, where y'all at on, the media and stuff, and let them know about the EP that's coming out.
We have an EP coming out August 22nd.
Streaming everywhere.
Next
anywhere.
Thursday.
Wherever you listen to music.
We have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, we have a TikTok, we have an OnlyFans. Check it all out.
Definitely check out.
If you don't have a streaming service, we're gonna upload the music to YouTube as well as video form.
Yeah, put it in your Neuralink.
Yeah,
we
can do carrier pigeon audio, like a USB stick.
Yeah.
If you do that way,
whole 45 or something.
yeah. It'll be a pink pigeon and it'll come to you.
Your EP has arrived, sir.
Yeah,
is that our next T-shirt? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Like a pink pigeon with like a CD or something. Its claws.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
Yeah, a carrier pigeon with a USB stick, just taped to it.
That might be it.
We're workshopping it. Like I said,
we'll figure it out.
This is up to our show corporation.
This is one of those tweaking that idea moments right now.
Our corporate masters will help us litigate all this.
Well, guys, what they can, I'm sure all socials and all that, we just covered that. The EP's coming out.
Our best one yet.
Hopefully, I mean, shit. Yeah.
That shit is so hysterical, man. Check out the Pause from New Orleans, guys. Good, great bunch of guys. Sorry, August, you couldn't make it. Maybe next time you can grace us with your presence.
It'll be just him the next time.
Yeah, hear a lot of majestic stuff about you, and I can't wait to hear your work that you've done on the EP. Colin, Jordan, Brock, I really appreciate you joining the show tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
This is
for
awesome.
having
Thank
us.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No worries. Anytime, y'all are welcome. And like I said, thanks again. We're gonna go ahead and end the show tonight because, like I said, I think we're gonna have a pretty busy night afterwards.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got to get drunk at Doctors. Yeah.
Time to party.
Thanks again, guys. This has been Brian with Local Riffs. Peace.
Bye.
Ciao.